Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Do you have any fun plans for the weekend?
Actually, I have a family member who has a birthday tomorrow, so we're having some people over to celebrate that.
That's so exciting. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'll go ahead and get started. I know last time we spoke about a couple of the issues you're having with your website and struggling to finish it. And so I just wanted to take this time to talk to you a little bit more about my services and how I can help you revamp your website and better your online reputation. So I'll just go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Um, One of the first things you mentioned to me was not reaching client growth goals through your website. And so I just wanted to assure you that with my services, I'll be able to help reach those goals by studying your analytics. And so I know that's something that can be tricky for people, but I'd like to schedule monthly meetings with you to just kind of go over those. And I can show you my website analytics right now, at least part of them, just to kind of show you what that looks like and kind of give an example of what that would look like. So if you give me a second,
Okay.
let me go ahead and share my screen. Oops, I'm on the wrong section. Okay, here we go. So here are my web analytics. On the left, you can see I've got sales, traffic, geography, which just kind of goes through, where are my customers located. Um, you can do sales by product, purchase funnel, abandoned carts. You can do all kinds of things. I actually have another analytics section for mine just because I have a little bit different website going on. Um, but that's pretty standard with the different features of analytics and what you can go through. And so for you, I can go through and break down each one of those, talk about what they mean, explain what they were for the month, how we can improve them, that sort of thing, and then make adjustments where needed.
Great.
And feel free to stop me if you have any questions along the way. So the next thing that you mentioned was not having enough help with your website. So I know you said your team doesn't necessarily know how to do it or they're not really, helping with that. And so I know that can be tough when you're trying to develop a website yourself and then keep it operating. So I just want to assure you that I can let you know everything that you need to do. So from how to design it to how to keep up with it, make little tweaks, again, the analytics. And then on top of that, I'm more than happy to teach your family as well. So that way it takes that burden off you solely. Um, and so for this, for me, it doesn't take that much to learn a website. And so I know I said I can teach you, but also I wanted to make you aware, if you're not already, that almost every web platform has like a help section. So whether it's through YouTube videos that you look up on your own or through, guided tutorials, I know Squarespace and the template that we bought has guided tutorial videos. Um, but also, I'm just going to show you my website again. Um, but this time I'm going to go through the design section. So of course yours is different, as I'm sure you're aware. But you can go through every single thing from the border size to the header. You can go in here, you can scroll, you can click on each section and go ahead and edit it and whatnot. Every single aspect of the website is customizable. I would assume it's the same with yours. And so I can teach you how to customize everything, what all these little terms mean. And I can teach your family that as well. And then similarly, if you have questions that, after the fact, after I'm done working on it, if you have questions and, you don't think that I can answer it or whatever, you're more than happy to reach out to those help features. So yeah, and then in terms of how long it took me to learn this, um, I would say trial and error for sure, but maybe around 20 hours or so. And I didn't try to learn it all up front. I just learned it as I went. And then I've also got another website that I'm working on right now for a client. And so this is on a different platform, Wix. I've worked on lots of platforms. I actually just started this today, but same thing. Everything is customizable. You can go ahead and add all kinds of different things and whatnot. So this one, Wix, I would say, is actually easier to learn. I don't know how Wix compares to your site, but this one probably took me, I've used Wix before this site, but more along the lines of 5 to 10 hours. And of course, that's while I was working on it. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, one of the next things that you told me you were struggling with was not knowing what all to put on a website. So that's where I come in. And for my degrees at school, or almost degrees, as well as working in the field and developing websites, I have lots of knowledge about what types of features and aspects should be on a website. So with that, no worries there. I don't want you to feel like you're missing anything. I will always do the research on my end to make sure that I'm keeping up with industry standards. So for real estate, making sure that I've got all the features that other websites have, and keeping you top of the line.
Nice. I appreciate all the information. It's really helpful. I do have a question. What is the difference between you and other web developers? Like, what advantages would there be for me to use you over others?
Gotcha. Yeah. So there are a few different avenues you could take when it comes to other developers. So you've got freelance web developers and designers, and then you've got agencies. And so when it comes to most freelance web designers, the benefit, which is that's what I am for reference, we are able to be more personalized. Everything, we take more time and dedication to making sure everything comes out the way that you want it. So skills do vary. It really depends, as well as pricing. So with each freelance person, you're going to have a different set of prices, a different set of skills, and then of course, just different attitudes based on, how interested they are in what you're doing, how much they're willing to help you and whatnot. So for me, I will say that my prices are fairly lower. So traditionally I charge 30 an hour. However, I would like to just round yours to an even 500. I believe it'll take me about 20 hours just because you already have the basis of your site up and running. So that would be, 20 hours times 25, just to make it an even 500 for you,
Okay.
which is fairly inexpensive in the grand scheme of things. Lots of people, it can range from, any amount really. But once you've got a degree and you're, have been doing this for a while, people typically charge over 50. So I am more affordable. And then when it comes to agencies, they are very skilled and there is a quick turnaround. However, they tend to be far more expensive than freelance,
Yeah.
and less personalized. Just, they've got a lot going on. They're an agency rather than one person working with you. So yeah, I hope that answered
Okay.
your question.
Yes.
So my next question to you actually is, I guess, just to recap, what is the main reason you are searching for web development?
I want to show up on the search. I want to go up on the list, the optimization. I also want to increase my traffic. And I want the website to be easier to navigate.
Okay.
Although our company's is a customizable site, there's still only, maybe you can customize it with pictures and words, but the actual format is pretty similar in all of them. It's like, and I don't think it's a one size fits all business. So I do like that you said that you can personalize it, and that's kind of important to me. I want it to stand out, obviously.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. And so I know that you may be having some, concerns, questions, and whatnot. One of the ones that people typically ask is how what I do will increase the number of clients that you get. And so I just want to make you aware that when I create a website, I'm not just creating, a boring website. I'm creating an eye-catching website that has all relevant information to you guys, your team, but more importantly, like I said, your industry. So making sure that you're keeping up with everything that's going on in the industry. A lot of people will look at, one or two competitors' websites, especially if they're local, and then forget that there are much bigger salespeople out there or realtors out there that, have really professional sites in comparison to a single person who just created their website. So you really have to look all across the board. to make sure you've got a top of the line website, which I will do. And then of course, with that, incorporating features that maximize the odds of prospective clients reaching out. So things like a blog, making sure that all of your team is represented in what they do and that everything is clear and concise, so that people understand. And then also making it easy for them to reach out. So things like your contact, or, if you have whatever type of forms you'd like people to submit when they want to reach out to you, making sure your phone number and email and contact information is all present, so that people can easily see that. And also even having an email subscribe list. I think those are major steps that we can take on your website to make sure that we're actually increasing the amount of clients that you have reaching out and working with you. And then another objection that people typically have is on time. So I know you are very busy, pressed for time, and it is difficult to market the business, run the business, do the website, all the things. And so I just want to say that developing a website on average takes 25 to 40 hours. Now, that's based on knowing what you're doing, understanding the platform. I'm not sure how much time you've already spent on it, but that's a lot of time. And so, of course, that doesn't include time to learn it and whatnot. That's just putting all the pieces together, double checking it, making sure everything's good to go. And that also doesn't include the time to research other people's websites. So just in that respect, if I take it over, I would be handling all that for you. So that would save you at least 25 to 40 hours of time of actually developing it, but then also probably another 15 to 20 hours of research, looking into competitors, and then making sure that, you're just on top of everything, that I know how to run your platform and everything like that. So yeah, and then in addition to that, also teaching you how to do everything, teaching you how to learn your analytics so that you can save time in the future after the, large chunk of the work is complete.
Okay.
So do you have any questions or anything?
Not really that I can think of. I think I like everything that you're saying. My clients look for me, my expertise, and I want them to get in, and I just want this website to reflect that. I think the time factor is a huge benefit to going with someone. Although they have the videos, they're also very time consuming. And by the time I go through 2 or 3 videos, I don't have time to actually do it and get it going. So, it sounds like something, that could be good for me.
Great.
You seem to understand what my goal is.
Great.
I mean,
Perfect. That's what I was
yes.
going for.
Good.
And so before we kind of wrap up today, I know I mentioned pricing a little bit, but I did just want to talk about your budget, where you feel you stand with hiring a web developer, if you so choose. What's pricing that you would be looking for, that you find reasonable?
I've done a little bit of research, and our company also has you can pay so much a month to have somebody do this. And when you add that up, it's more than, definitely closer, over 1,000 probably, so I don't know. I mean, I guess the minimum amount that it'll take to get it the way I want it. And I think, I'm sure we could probably come up with some fair price.
Great. Okay. Well, that's very good insight for me when I think about, what I can offer you. So with that, I would love to schedule another meeting with you for the upcoming weeks, if you don't mind sharing your availability.
Okay, I can do that. I would probably have to do sometime next week if you're available.
Yeah, absolutely.
Afternoon works good for me if I know ahead of time and can carve out the space. And
Great. Why don't we do, let's see, afternoon, will next Tuesday at 3:30 work?
Tuesday, what is the date?
Let me check my calendar.
All right.
Let's see. The 16th.
Tuesday at 3:30?
Yes.
3:30, that should work.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Well, I've got you marked down for next Tuesday at 3:30, and we'll just discuss things a little bit further. In the meantime, you're more than welcome to reach out with any questions that you have, and I'd be more than happy to answer those.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
I will. You too.
Bye.